Hello?
Hello.
Essence?
Hi.
Hi, this is Tracy. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, thanks. I'm ready to get this done. I don't know about you.
Me too.
I'm ready for it to be done.
So we're just like pretty much reading off of the slides and that's it?
Yeah. Brittany had put a lot of it together, and then I was like, why don't we change it and put some in the speaker notes so that, it kind of is less on the slide, but then it gives you what, something to read from.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're basically just reading off of that.
Okay.
Now, do you see on your screen where it says share?
Yes, I see it now.
Okay, I think that, so I guess Brittany will do that first. And then like if you click on it now, it'll ask you if you want to share, I think like your whole screen or a particular application, and you'll want to, so you want to have the PowerPoint open because you want to share that.
Okay.
Because I was playing around with this, I think it was yesterday. And I was like, how do I do it? I should probably go ahead and open the file actually, since I'm saying that.
I was reviewing it. I was like, let me get ready because I'm scared. I've never used Zoom before.
I know. Tell me about it. I've used it for job interviews, but not like to share my screen. So I'm kind of like, okay, how do I do this?
I was confused why we had to share the screen when it's like the same thing, like it's the same PowerPoint. I was like, I wonder why.
Well, one of us has to be sharing it at the whole time for it to record.
I understood that part, but I was like, I wonder how come the whole group had to.
I think it's just that the whole group, since we're switching between speakers, like, how you change slides, it's just that you would know best when you're ready to move on to the next slide instead of like one of us driving it for everybody. It would be hard to necessarily know if you were done. I mean, I could assume you were done, but do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I understand.
So we could do it where just one person controls the whole thing.
Okay, makes sense.
It's just that we would have to make sure like not to cut anybody off. I guess maybe I was paranoid that like I might cut somebody off if I was controlling the screen, while you're still in the middle of talking. I'd be like, oh crap, I just went to the next one.
I understand now. What happened to Kendall? Did he ever say anything, or she? I'm not sure.
I think it's a she, I think. No, she's never shown up at all. Yeah.
Then, am I still 5, 6, 7, or is Dylan still being part of the group?
Well, Dylan, I don't think has contributed any. I mean, is going to be on the PowerPoint at all. Okay. Because we haven't heard from him since I think Thursday. Thursday, he said he was available only Friday, and we didn't have the PowerPoint done because he didn't even have all his stuff done, his research. And then we haven't heard from him since, even though I tagged him and like something, and I asked him, can you change this? Can you fix this? Because we're fixing his part on the PowerPoint, and he never responded. So I guess he's not showing up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
They must have a high grade then.
Well, I asked Dr. Nelson, I was like, well, what do you want me to do? And he said, well, anybody who's contributed at all, put their name on the PowerPoint. But if they haven't shown up at all, like, don't put Kendall's name on it. I said, okay. I was like, I just want this to be done.
Me too. I have to still finish the discussion post.
Oh, no. I made myself do it Friday night. I was like, I don't feel like doing this, but I made myself do it because I just wanted it over with. It was not my best work, but I'm like, oh, well, it's okay.
Because I think this is the last one, isn't it?
Yeah, because this whole week we have the final exam.
Okay. The final exam is what day is the final exam, I think?
I think it opens tonight. I think he's opening it tonight after midnight, or maybe like tomorrow morning, but it goes until I was going to say next Sunday, but maybe not. Maybe it just goes, and let me look on my email on my phone and see if I can remember. I'm not ignoring you. I just can't talk while I look at the same
Oh
time.
no, you're fine. The grading makes me nervous how he doesn't add all the grades at once.
You mean like on the exams?
Yes, like he says, like the discussion posts aren't added into our final grade yet.
Oh, right, right. I know. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know if he's reading them a little bit at a time. I don't know.
Yeah, because he says we get like 15 points each, and as long as you do 4, you're good.
Right. And I don't know that if he even really grades it for content, or
That's
if
what I'm
just the
thinking
fact that
too.
we posted.
That's what I think because I know some of my last one was weak. I got
Yeah.
points, so.
Yeah. This one I just did on Friday was not the greatest. I was like, I could have done better on that. I'm trying to find where he said about the final exam. Surely I didn't delete it. Maybe he posted it on the like on module 0, you know what I mean? I don't remember now.
Announcements, let me look.
My brain is just shot. So yeah, maybe it's on announcements. I want to say it's open like the whole week though.
Okay, so I'll be studying it.
So I mean, even if it's not Sunday, but it's like Friday, it's all week. You know what I mean? Like it opens either tonight at midnight or tomorrow morning, and then it stays open all week. So it's not just like a day or something. I know Brittany's coming. I guess I could text her, have her message, but she's got kids. I think that she was it's her husband's birthday.
Oh,
She has little kids. I think that she's trying to get calmed down because she was afraid they'd be screaming on the.
oh, okay, I understand. I just put my son to sleep for that
Oh
exact.
no. Okay. Where are you located? Are you in Chicago?
Oh, I'm in Maryland.
Oh, I don't know why I thought Chicago. Okay. We're in Maryland.
Germantown, Maryland.
I know where that is. I lived in Rockville when I was little.
Oh, I just drove through there today. I was running errands.
Oh, how funny. Yeah, I lived there, a long time ago. My dad worked for IBM and there was a project that he worked on there. And so I lived in Rockville for just a year and a half. But
Oh.
I think here's Brittany.
Hey, Brittany.
How do we do this?
Okay, well, so this is Tracy. I'm sorry, and Essence is on as well. What Essence was asking a good question about why are we switching screens? And I guess we could decide now what you want to do. The only reason I thought we could switch between each other is since you're like for your part, Brittany, I didn't know. I wouldn't want to advance the screen while you were still talking. So I was thinking maybe it would be easier if whoever was talking was controlling their screen. But if y'all think it would be easier to just have one person controlling the screen versus switching back and forth, then we can do that too.
It doesn't matter. Is it supposed to be black? My screen's black. Are we supposed to get our presentation on there? Is it just going to be your voices?
Do you have your presentation on like running on your computer right now?
Yeah.
Okay, did you already click on share screen?
Let me see. Oh, okay.
And then if you share your screen, it should pop up the presentation. In fact, I see it. I can see your screen.
Okay.
So if we do that, what you would do is, it's recording the whole call. And from what I understand, like I was reading in Zoom, I can edit out the first part of the call so that it doesn't have us having all this conversation. Yeah, I know, because I was like, how are we going to do this? But then, so what you could do is if you want to do it and you want to drive your part, and what I mean by drive your part is you would do the page down through the different screens. And then when it's Essence's part, she could do share. And then when it gets to my part, I could share. Or we could just have one person sharing. And when I think you're done, for example, I could go on to the next screen. So whatever you think.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's probably easier if everybody controls their own thing. That way the timing's on right.
Right.
That way you're not like, switch the page, please.
Right, right. I know. You're like, next. Yeah, you sound like you're giving direction instead, you know?
Yeah.
Essence, do you want to practice since you haven't done it on here, do you want to practice going into your, just like sharing your screen to see how it works?
Oh, sure. Let me see.
Okay.
Do I click the share button?
Yeah, just click on share.
Oh, it says I can't share while.
So I have to pause my share. So
Okay.
try that.
Let me see. Yeah, try and pause yours and see what happens.
Okay, I paused mine.
Keep saying that you cannot share screen while others participating is sharing.
Okay, let me.
Let me press stop share really fast. Maybe then you can do yours.
Okay, let me see. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yes, now I see yours.
Okay,
so
so
you.
we just have to keep up on our screen with the person before talking. And then when I press stop share, you're going to press share yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So I guess whenever you're ready, Brittany. Now I'm getting nervous.
Me too. Well, we can, if we mess up, we can just edit that out, right?
As far as I know, yes.
Well, at least he knows we're trying.
That's true. I think, yeah. And when I was emailing him earlier, I think he really, like, his biggest thing is just that we get it recorded and we put it out there, and not that like it sucks or anything, but he just wants to see that we tried.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, let me start my slideshow. Okay. Wait, is this mixed up? Okay. Okay, so we did our project on Nike in Argentina. The current operations is 12 manufacturing locations. We have one retail location, which is in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and we are looking into a future retail location in Cordoba, Argentina. So what does Nike do? Nike is one of the leading sports apparel companies in the world. They first opened their store in Buenos Aires, Argentina on October 3rd, 2015, and it is concentrating on women's clothing. Nike is operating a factory. It is opening a factory to lower their import costs because currently they are importing 500,000 pairs of shoes a year. So they're wanting to open up a factory to make their shoes cost less for the women athletes in Argentina. And right now, Nike is considering open a second store location in Cordoba, Argentina. So our assessment. So in Argentina, it seems like is Argentina an ideal market for Nike? A high amount of women athletes are in this area, so that is why they started moving into Argentina. The amount of imports that they're currently putting into Argentina is so high that that's why they want to start building and opening stores and making their product accessible to the people there. Nike, the store in Buenos Aires has been open for 4 years, so they have been successful. The issue is currently the Argentina economy is on the verge of a collapse. They've had to get loans for the IMF. So what our recommendation is that Nike should stop all future operations in Argentina and not expand.
Okay, my part. Sorry, guys. No,
Okay.
Okay, so for the country assessment, the political stability, the current Argentinian president is Mauricio Macri, has been a big proponent of expanding free trade and foreign investment in Argentina. However, in spite of Macri's effort, including holding the G20 presidency, the Argentinian economy has continued to decline. In August 2019, Alberto Fernandez achieved a shocking victory in the presidential primary elections. In the past, Fernandez has shown to be inconsistent ideologically and openly criticized Macri's attempt to increase free trade and foreign investment. In addition, a free trade deal between the EU and the Mercosur bloc compromise of Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay is no longer expected to take effect due to Fernandez's presumed election. So for the country assessment, the exchange rate in Argentina is floating. Based on information on the economics in the Argentinian exchange rate is floating, the Argentinian peso is currently undervalued. It is expected to continue depreciating through the end of the year and beyond 2023. There's a potential depreciation midway through 2019 to 2023. However, this projection is very risky and it depends on foreign exchange controls. Likely capital flight in the direction set by incoming President Fernandez. Tariff barriers. There is a 35% tariff on apparel and clothing accessories. Argentina's economic crisis has reached a critical point. Any reforms started by current president are failing. Under previous presidencies, Argentina has increased its social spending, which may have led to an increase in satisfaction levels of Argentinian citizens, but had negative effect long-term on the economy. Although Argentinian citizens blame Mauricio for their woes, any long-term economic relief will require short-term sacrifice on everyone's part. Investors have panicked, particularly since Fernandez's recent win in the presidential primaries may indicate a return to populist policies. This panic has triggered a fall in stocks and bonds, further weakening the already undervalued peso. The GDP is expected to contract and foreign direct investment is predicted to be weak. Oh, how do you stop the show?
On the top, it should say.
It won't let me stop it, my screen.
There's like a red at top. It'll say your viewing Essence screen.
I see it, but like my mouse won't go to it.
Let me try and stop it since I hosted it. Let me see.
Thank you.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Let me go down. I was not ready. I apologize. Now, are you seeing it in,
Yep.
Yeah. And it's not showing the notes. I am sorry. When we did our company assessment, we determined that the way that Nike entered Argentina in the first place was via a wholly owned subsidiary named Nike Argentina SRL, and that subsidiary is in existence today. We do agree that the way that they entered is correct and that Nike should retain complete control over their operations. They do have the management know-how to ensure that the store is set up correctly, and the Buenos Aires store is a great example of this. Nike used a global standardization approach in their current operations in Argentina, and they do host frequent events and activities such as a fun run and marathon, and they have a lot of community involvement. So they seem to have been successful in running the Buenos Aires store. So everything that we researched pointed to very alarming information regarding the economic and political outcomes and futures for Argentina. However, we wanted to test our theory against the Nelson model and see how it stood up. Number one on the Nelson model was the flexibility of the exchange rate, and the exchange rate is flexible. However, much of this may have to do with the fact that the IMF is currently loaning money to Argentina and makes that a requirement as their loan. The size of the current account deficit has decreased by over $1 billion since the first quarter of 2019. However, it is still a negative balance of trade. They are actually importing more than they are exporting, so they have not improved dramatically in that area. The size of the budget account deficit is decreasing. However, again, much of that decrease was through current President Mauricio Macri. And with the surprise win by Fernandez, he is expected to have a return to Peronist policy, and we would probably see the budget account deficit increase again. The amount of foreign reserves are also diminishing as of September 2019. The amount of foreign debt is high, and in addition, Argentina unfortunately has a reputation for being known for not paying back their foreign debt. I believe they've defaulted on their debt 6 or 8 times since statehood. The political risk is extremely high due to the surprise win by Fernandez and the recent presidential primary, and there's a lot of uncertainty in political events right now. The contagion effect is also high. However, the contagion effect may be higher for the countries around Argentina since they are having such economic crisis, as well as in the midst of borrowing money from the IMF. So the contagion effect may have a higher impact on their surrounding countries. Our conclusion is, should Nike expand operations in Argentina? Based on all the information that we have reviewed, we agree that there should be no expansion in Argentina. And not only should there be no expansion, but we should reevaluate existing operations in Argentina. Unfortunately, there is limited financial information regarding Nike Argentina SRL. We did extensive searching on the internet to try and find more information about this wholly owned subsidiary. However, perhaps intentionally, the information does not seem to be readily available. However, based on the current economic situation in Argentina, we recommend ceasing existing operations. And that's it. Yeah. And I'll edit out that part.
Good job, Tracy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, because I couldn't see my notes when I shared the whole screen. So I was like, oh, holy crap, I don't remember what I said.
I know.
After all that, Brittany, because Essence, I told Brittany, I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna modify this a little bit so it's in my words so I don't stumble over my words. And I was like, oh, I can't see it.
I know, that's why I was making it so detailed. I was like, oh my God, I know I'm gonna forget everything I'm gonna say. I know it.
I know. And I was like, holy crap, it's just gone. But I think it was okay. I mean, it was better than nothing, right?
Yeah, it was good. I think we're okay.
Okay.
Thank God.